Nagy has yet to name a starter for Sunday's game, and Combs, it's Wednesday. We don't know if Justin Fields is even healthy to play. We don't know if Andy Dalton's healthy to play, and Nick Foles is Nick Foles. So let me ask you this, Brandon: who should start next week for the Chicago Bears?
Man, I'm torn on this one. You know, obviously, I want to see my boy Justin Fields playing. I want to see my boy Justin Fields doing what he can do. I just don't have confidence that Matt Nagy can put him in the right position to succeed and not get him killed. And I don't think Andy Dalton's healthy enough. And that's why I don't think he's named a starter. I think that Matt Nagy doesn't know how to develop a game plan for anybody, let alone for Justin Fields. I don't think he knows how to develop a game plan for these guys. I don't think he knows what he's doing. I think he's lost. And to be honest with you, I don't think he thinks he's going to have a job pass this weekend. I really don't.
Well, let me ask you this: do you think he is going to have a job pass this weekend?
I hope not. I hope not. I would have fired him before he got on the plane last weekend. I mean, what he did to Justin Fields, what he did to the Chicago Bears, I don't think so. I'm not going to go out there and say he was trying to hold back Justin Fields. He was trying to ruin Justin Fields. But what he did was show that he is incapable of being a head coach in this league. He's incapable of being a play caller in this league. And I don't know how he gets a job after Chicago. I really don't. You have yet. Your complaint for 4 years under Mitch Trubisky was he's not my guy. He wasn't my guy. Blah, blah, blah. And people backed you up. I backed you up. I said, after they let go of Mitch Trubisky, I said, hey, you know, we know what we have in Mitch Trubisky. Now let's see what Matt Nagy has once he gets his guy. He got his guy. They traded up and got his guy. And what we saw last weekend was atrocious. You can't have a guy who is mobile, a guy who throws better on the run, a guy who could do things with his leg, and call 3 plays that are designed to get him out of the pocket in a game where he gets sacked 9 times.
So let me ask you this question here. You brought up the statement that, you know, he got his guy, and I heard on other sports show, I believe it was Chicago sports show actually, that Matt Nagy has a Justin Fields playbook. It kind of seemed like to me that those were not Justin Fields plays per se. Do you think Matt Nagy is trying to get fired like at this point?
I don't know if he's trying to get fired. I just think he is inept at his job. I don't think he knows what he's doing. You know how when you go to work, Buck, and you're in meetings and stuff, and there's this one guy who's constantly just screwing everything up. You're always yelling at him. You're
That's
always
me.
doing,
Yeah.
and you're just like, God, how does this guy still have a job? And it's not your job to fire him,
Right.
but you just everybody else can see, everybody around him can see that he shouldn't have a job. That's where Matt Nagy's at right now. He hears all the chatter, whether he listens to the shows or whether he reads the newspaper or whether he listens to, you know, the chatter outside. He hears it. He knows what people are thinking. And if I'm in that locker room, I have a meeting, and I call the coaches into the meeting, even not just a players only meeting. And my message in that meeting is that we cannot allow Matt Nagy to call another play on offense ever. We can't. It's got to be Bill Lazor's job. It's got to be. You can't. What he showed last weekend, no ability to adjust mid-game. That's been his thing all his entire head coaching career with the Bears is, we got to go back and watch the film. We got to go back and watch the film. Well, if you have to go back and watch the film, you have no ability to adjust in game. You can't watch the film. I want you to make adjustments at halftime.
So
if something's not working, I want you to make adjustments on the fly, and he can't do that.
So Combs, fun fact, they have tablets on the sideline where they actually watch film during the game. So how much film does he need to watch to make adjustments? I'm just kind of asking for it.
Well, not only that, maybe he can't multitask.
Yeah.
Maybe he can't call a play and watch a video at the same. Maybe he can't do those things. Whatever it is, it's not working. And Matt Nagy's time as the Chicago Bears head coach is all but over. I mean, it's just a matter of time before they finally fire this guy. They've never fired a coach midseason, never once. If they go out and lose to Detroit, if they lose to Detroit here in Chicago, I guarantee there is no way the McCaskies can bypass that and not let him go.
Yeah,
There's no way.
The Detroit Lions are a sneaky good team. They might be 0-3, but they're the best 0-3 team out there. We'll get that. We'll get that later later in the show. But our man Mike Reeves comes across the field and says Matt Nagy will be working at the high school that Adam Gase is working at. #worst coach ever. So it's fun.